Hello and welcome to a brand new week on The One Show with Alex Jones.
And Michael Ball. Welcome back.
Thank you, lovely.
Nice to have you.
Nice to
Sheffield
be back.
Council's determination to cut down thousands of its mature trees is absolutely baffling. Even the Environment Secretary has asked them to stop.
And now 23 trees planted as a war memorial are in the firing line. Andy's been back to the city to ask, is nothing sacred there anymore?
The battle for Sheffield's trees has been raging for almost 5 years now, and in that time, around 5,000 have disappeared from streets like this one.
The council say they're felling trees only considered dangerous, diseased, damaging the pavement or blocking access for disabled people. With around 400 more due for the chop by March next year, campaigners continue to protest because they believe healthy trees are being unnecessarily replaced with new saplings.
I'm in Western Road, where 23 of these are due to be cut down.
A move that's proved particularly controversial. These trees were planted to commemorate 401 former pupils of the local school who served or died in World War I, and the trees are now recognised as a living war memorial. So today, more than 100 local people, like Kristen here, have come together on Armistace Day to pick up a brush to immortalise on canvas the Western Road trees, just in case they don't escape the attentions of the council. Hiya Paul, how's your tree going?
All right, thank you.
Paul Johnson's uncle is one of the young men who the trees were planted to commemorate.
In 1914, he went and joined up and unfortunately died in 1917. The trench he was in, he took a direct hit with a shell.
Karen Wilkes' relative died on the first day of the Battle of the Somme.
I felt I needed to come along today to just remember him.
The man behind today's event is artist Dan Llywelyn Hall. As well as painting the Queen, another of his subjects was the last surviving soldier of World War I, Harry Patch.
When I sat with Harry Patch, I remember him talking really about the idea of how we treat memorials and their role in the future. So this being a unique situation because you have living trees which embody a sort of sense of community.
But can a painting help to change the council's mind?
They can draw attention in ways which are quiet, but I think can have a very strong impact. They're not loud shouting voices. The quiet observations of people engaging themselves one-on-one with the subject.
Since I was last here 10 months ago, Sheffield's urban warfare over the trees has only intensified.
The case has been in the High Court twice, the council winning both times. Green Party councillor Alison Teal was arrested and carted off in a police van. And just this month, another protester received a suspended jail sentence.
Even the Environment Secretary, Michael Gove, has visited Sheffield and described the scheme as bonkers.
But the council say the people of Sheffield are already reaping the benefits with improved roads, pavements and street lighting, part of a £2 billion deal they signed with contractors Amy. Campaigners say the huge costs involved may explain why the council is reluctant to call a halt to the scheme, although a High Court ruling found no evidence of healthy trees being felled for profit. I spoke to a veteran journalist with a rather familiar name.
Why doesn't the council simply stop this policy of cutting down the trees, or can't they?
I don't think they can. They've tied themselves so tightly into this 25-year contract that to pull out would mean massive financial penalties for the council. What kind of penalties we don't know, because they won't let us see the contract.
Why the secrecy? What don't they want you to know?
A lot of it's been redacted on the grounds of commercial confidentiality.
The council have told us some of the redacted material in the contract will become available if no longer considered commercially sensitive. Local councillor Craig Gamble-Pugh is here today.
Are you embarrassed to be a Labour councillor in Sheffield at the moment?
It's tricky, isn't it, when you've got people who come to you as an elected representative and they're saying, actually, the policy that you're putting forward is not something that we want. We have to run the city in the interests of everybody in the city.
And can you say unequivocally that none of these trees will be cut down?
The current position is that the Council's Cabinet has agreed to treat them as a special case and to actually look at commissioning some design work of what solutions could be possible to keep these trees.
So there is still hope for the memorial trees, but with every week that passes, more trees are designated for felling. So for the people of Sheffield, this war is not over yet.
I really don't think there's any need to take the trees down.
I know they want to plant other trees in the place. It wouldn't be the same, no.
Yeah, fingers crossed for those trees. Eh?
Absolutely. It's terrible, isn't
Terrible.
it?
It's awful, yeah. What's this compulsion to, like, chop down trees around the world? It's not good, is it?
No, it's not. But as you said, fingers crossed.